How is it really to live in Ottawa? Well, in this video, I'm keeping it all the way real about the good, the bad, and the ugly of moving here. I always talk about this city is so great, but it's not all rainbows and unicorns. By the end of this, you'll have all the info you need to decide if Ottawa is a place for you or not. Let's get into it right now. So on this channel, we explore the city of Ottawa and I slowly make real estate expert out of all my followers. So if you want to be a pro yourself or you simply want to stay up to date with what's going on in Ottawa, subscribe right here and hit the bell so you get notified when this dude is posting a video. Let's start the show with pro number one, education. In Ottawa, you have a wide array of quality schools, whether it's elementary schools, high schools, colleges, university, and it's possible to study in English or French at every level of education. That makes it easy for young ones to start learning two languages very early in life. Also, the national capital hires so many people to work government jobs requiring them to be bilingual that it only makes sense that most education is available in both languages. Ottawa has 4 school boards, 2 English and 2 French, 2 public school boards and 2 Catholic school boards, and a few private schools as well. Then for colleges, we have the Algonquin College that offers 180 programs and l'Cité Collégiale that offers 90 programs in areas such as administration, media and communication, health, technology, hospitality and tourism, community services, and trades. Then finally, there's 4 universities. The Carleton University offers 65 programs of study in areas as diverse as public affairs, journalism, film studies, engineering, high technology, and international studies. Then the University of Ottawa is the largest bilingual university in the world. It offers about 200 undergraduate programs and over 185 graduate programs. And finally, the St. Paul University and the Dominican University Colleges revolves around human science, theology, philosophy, and canon law. Also good to know that Ottawa offers a few programs that aim at helping newcomers get employment by recognizing foreign credentials. So if you just got here, it's something you might want to look into. Okay, let's dig into this. Con number 1, bilingual. I listed it as a pro a few minutes ago, but it's also a con in the sense that if you're not bilingual, you have zero notion of French, getting employment within the government might be a little trickier for you. And considering that they're one of the main employers in the city, it's definitely something that you need to consider. For everyday life, the primary French-speaking portion of the population blends in pretty well, and most people speak English as well. So if you only speak English and you don't intend to work in a public sector, I wouldn't worry about it. Pro number 2, low crime rate. Ottawa is known to be one of the safest cities in Canada, if not the safest. Not to mention that Canada itself is one of the top 5 safest countries in the world. However, when looking at Ottawa, some areas are safer than others. It's good to know that according where you live or the area you're in, how safe you are and how safe it is around you. Some neighborhoods are, let's say, less desirable than others, but even the worst part of the town are still safe. If you really want to know, the 2 parts of town with the highest crime rate are downtown and the south part of Vanier. However, the authorities are constantly trying to actively work in those areas to help the community grow better. So all of this to say that if you're looking for a safe place for you and your family, look no further. Okay, con number 2, daycare price. As in like every major city in Ontario, daycare prices are fairly high. I don't have kids yet, but I would like to have someone with kids walk me through their budget because it is a big pig to swallow. This is insane. It's also not something you can avoid really. I mean, you could always get rid of your kids, but that's not really what we're trying to do here. You can go check my cost of living video for more details on this. Pro number 3, park, green spaces, bike trails, etc. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, Ottawa is full of green spaces, parks, and outdoors activities for all. The Gatineau Park, Lac Lamy, Lansdowne Park, Ottawa River, beaches, bike trails, etc. Again, to me it's incredible to be in such a big, rich city and still be surrounded by nature everywhere I go. My main complaint when I visited a town like Montreal, for example, aside from the horrible traffic, is that there's not much nature, so it feels really constricted and heavy. Here, even the densest part of the city feels light and hairy. Ottawa wins this one easily. Con number 3, the transit. Being light and hairy also means that there's a lighter concentration of people in the core of the city because a lot of citizens prefer to live a little further away. That also makes the transit a little less efficient than it could be because it's almost impossible to reach every corner of the city efficiently. Keep in mind that it's a city of about 1 million people, but over a very large territory. Add to that the light train breaks down, well, more often than it should. At least the city is growing rapidly, and with it, its infrastructures. The light train will get a massive new addition. There's a new line on the east-west axis, lowering the commute even more and helping the environment. Then you have Pro 4, low unemployment and solid economy. The economy here is rock solid. I've been over this already, but the main employer here is the government and IT sector. Two very strong sectors that were almost unaffected by COVID. That allowed the city to bounce back very quickly this year. Of course, some sectors suffered like everywhere else, but at least we have that critical mass of people keeping the boat afloat. Now that normal life is coming back, the economy is already seeing great improvements and should be back full speed very soon. We have one of the lowest unemployment rate in Canada and an average salary of $63,000, while the national average is $54,000-$55,000. Also, there's a lot of startup here as well as a thriving construction industry. The city is expanding at a ridiculous rate, and that's in part fueled by the GTA exodus that we're seeing over the last few years. That is, all the people leaving GTA to establish themselves in Ottawa. Con number 4, real estate. Yes, I'm a realtor and I'm telling you real estate is a con in Ottawa, but let me explain. The Ottawa real estate market saw an extraordinary increase of almost 50% in average sales price over that past 2 years. It is expensive to get in the market in some specific neighborhoods. A lot of families saw their purchasing power take a solid hit and even got priced out of certain areas. The bidding wars and the offers way above market value made for a, let's be honest, shitty time for buyers and agent representing them. And that leads us into my pro number 5, also real estate. Those bidding wars are getting more and more under control, and we see less outrageous offers. Yes, it is still a hot market for sellers, but the pendulum is coming back slowly. As I've been working and currently working with a lot of buyers, there are ways to get in the market regardless of how hot it is. It is more work, more stress, but it's doable nonetheless. Obviously, having an agent on top of things greatly improve your odds. There's also a very good condo market in Ottawa, allowing for first-time home buyers to get in the market to a lower price point, build equity, and then move out into their freehold. Reality is, Ottawa just went into a price readjustment, like it does every 8 to 10 years or so. The good thing about that is that with predictability comes opportunity. Ottawa is a brilliant market to invest in if you know what you're looking for. There's a fair amount of older neighborhoods waiting to be fully upgraded, flipped, and rented, etc. There's a good rental market at all price ranges due to a lot of students in one part of the city and the IT sector people making big money at the other end of it. Final words on this, don't get discouraged. I got lots of properties for my buyers in the midst of all of this, and I'll get homes for many more of them. With good communication and strategy, it all went super smoothly, and now they're happier than ever. With the whole COVID situation fading, the inventory should also improve and the market cool off a bit. But still give me a call. Lastly, con number 5, nightlife. It's been said over and over again, Ottawa is not the city for you if your whole life revolves around bars and jet set nightlife. It's a more conservative city with a decent amount of pub and bars, but that's not why people are here. Instead, we have restaurants, events, history, nature, and all the things I talk about in my Things to Do in Ottawa video that you can watch right there. If you want to cut loose that much, just go to Montreal, Toronto, and make a weekend out of it. So this was the first pros and cons video I made for you guys. There's many more things I want to share with you, but I need to pace myself because let's be real, I'm sure that 10 minutes of me talking is enough for you in one sitting. If you have questions or comments on any of the points that I touched during this video, write them down in the comment. I'll answer each comment myself. And if you enjoyed this video, give me that thumbs up. It shows me that you learned something and it will help my channel. If you need any information with anything real estate, my contact information is in the description below. Just reach out. It'll be my pleasure to help you. Thank you for watching, people, and see you next week. Boom!